a very special interview with someone who sort of stands for Indian football. We've heard him. He was on our show some time back, but today is a big day. The day when we've seen the draw for the World Cup qualifiers. We've seen India going to the Asian Games get finalized. We've seen the draw for both men and women for the Asian Games. Sunil, first thought, Asian Games finally getting the team to go, the ministry giving the clearance. How did you react to it? Excited for the younger people?
Indeed, I am. I think right now we are on a stage, Buryada, where we got to play as many games, and that too important games, that too against better oppositions and in bigger tournaments. In that context, I think Asian Games is a very important tournament to be a part of. So I think I'm really glad that that the country is allowed. The boys are going to be allowed. Whoever is going to be the chosen ones, and yeah, also excited with the draws now. So everything, at least now we know exactly who we're playing, what. So yeah.
Your first reaction on the draw? India, China, Bangladesh, Myanmar?
The Asian Games one, yeah. I mean, it's one of the top teams in Asia that we are playing, and two of the teams that we are quite accustomed to play against. So yeah, I mean, but in nowadays, Burida, you can't say any team is easier or stronger. We saw how I think Bangladesh played against Kuwait in the same final half curve. So not in any game is not easy. But yes, we're going to meet China, which is a good thing because they are one of the teams who have improved a lot, who are also eyeing to be in the top 10 of Asia. So that's a good draw, yes.
And the World Cup, of course, Qatar, Kuwait full strength will be a challenge. Thoughts on that?
I've got a mixed feeling, but I think we already knew that a lot depends on the kind of preparation we do. But because we had time, there was a lot of discussion in the national team group. A lot of names were thrown here and there. I could see a lot of chat in the group, so I told them just calm down because at the end of the day, it's on us. You know, with every pot, we knew the permutation combination of getting a little bit stronger, a little bit not that much strong. But at the end of the day, we take whatever we have got. We worked really hard to get in the pot too. And now, when you compare yourself with other groups, some of the groups you think, you know what, better we weren't there. Some of the groups you think, you know what, we wish we were there. But I mean, we are happy. We'll take it.
And it will be a massive moment. I mean, yeah, I was speaking to Coach T-Match and he was like, that's his major sort of, in Bangla, like we say, Pakir choke. That's his sort of bird's eye thing that he's gearing up for. Two questions, Sunil. One, Asian Games now under 24 should be a very, very big stage for our relative youngsters. I was told by the AIFF president that you will lead the team. I hope that happens because obviously with you there, the whole country will back the team that bit more because of who you are. So how are you looking at it from the perspective of the youngsters who are now breaking into the thing, who are fit enough, who are following a dietary regime which is good? We are seeing a change. How are you looking at the Asian Games from the perspective of the youngsters with the three seniors?
I think one of the most important things that I'm seeing now is that a lot of young kids who generally do not get enough chances when the senior team comes are going to get a lot of chance. Now, a lot of youngsters, namely like an Anwar or a Jackson or a Suresh, are also a part of the senior national team where they are a part of the first 11. So for them, it's all right. But for a lot of other youngsters, I can name few like a Rahim Ali. If he's selected and gets a chance, he's somebody who has been dying for a chance in the senior national team, and it hasn't come easy. So I think for a lot of youngsters, KP Rahul, Vikram Pratap, a lot of youngsters who look good in the camp, but that's something that the country can't see because they don't get enough chances for the national team in the senior team. They are the ones probably should be licking their lips. If they get a chance, they should really capitalize it. Or it also is a way of them showing the head coach, you know what, it's not only under 23, but like an Anwar or like a Suresh or like a Jackson, we are also ready for the senior team.
Sunil, I know I don't have much time today, but I must ask you some questions. One, fans, look at what happened in the last 2-3 weeks. I mean, every day I would open social media and in one of my cricket shows, people are commenting, Boyada, what's happening with Asian Games football? For my table tennis, what's happening with Asian Games football? It was crazy. A word on the fans and the way they backed the football team.
Oh, they were amazing, man. We're generally very pampered here in Bangalore. We're very pampered at the BFC Stadium at Kantirva. We always get the support. But this time, I think they took a notch higher. And not only them, but there were a lot of other fans who support their respective ISL teams, but they all came under one banner, which is our national flag, and full-heartedly supported us, which was amazing. And that's the kind of India that I envision, where we fight when we are going head-to-head at our clubs. There should be hostility, there should be that atmosphere, but when the moment we get for the national team, we should forget everything and support the national team. So I think we're talking in the dressing room, that was so nice for us. And I know it was just a soft cup. It wasn't the World Cup, and I know it was Intercontinental tournament. We haven't won anything big in Asia yet, but just the two tournaments where all the fans who have different banners, different crests to follow at the club level came together for the national team, and with a genuine, full-hearted support, which was very nice to see.
And even the way they were backing the whole Asian Games story, that please send the team, please send the team. And I'm delighted that Anurag Thakur and the government decided to do so. But this whole wave, for me, it was, when I think of Benedict Anderson's Imagine community, India was coming together. Not the divisive India, but the India of our dreams. United India coming through football. Your thoughts?
Oh, I mean, I love the comparison. I mean, it just gives me goosebumps. And you know what it does well? The whole Euphoria, what it does really well for football, Buryada, is now everybody has to be in their toes. Right from the government to the federation, to the ISL, the I-League, the players, the fans, you guys, the media, everyone knows the eyeballs are there now. So you got to bring your A game. And that's the best thing about this nice, unseen pressure. That's why these kind of momentums are important, because now we know this is what we're dying for, isn't it? The players, the football community, that, you know what? Let's get the interest. So now when the interest starts coming, now you got to be on your toes. Every one of us, every vertical, every stakeholder of football in India has to do really well and not slip up and give their best so that football improves. And this is how football improves.
Sunil, you've been there for a while now. I mean, for a fairly long time. Is this the best you've seen in terms of momentum? Everything coming together, the country, the federation, the government, players, fans, that we call this, the conjuncture, everything coming together for the sake of a sport. Is it one of our best opportunities?
As compared to the last 20 years, yes. And let me tell you, I'm not talking about the quality. I'm not talking about on the pitch thing. I'm just talking about the whole momentum and the euphoria. I think this is the best that I've seen in 20 years, where every nook and corner, people are talking about football. They want to know what's happening. Of course, social media helps. Of course, all this cords getting connected via social media helps. But now everyone wants to know exactly what's happening. Even the ones who are naive, who have just entered the football world, they also want to know, which is a great thing.
So, in last two questions. One, we missed out in 18. You were there in 14. Multidiscipline tournaments always create a lot of interest back home. In your case, maybe this is your last. How are you look if you do go as the leader of the team? How will you look at that challenge?
I mean, if I go or not, but I can tell you, Gauri, that the team that goes will give everything that we have got. So the one good thing that has happened to the national team now, and a lot of players from the senior national team are also in our 23 team, we want to take every game and play as if this is the last game. And I'm not trying to give you a movie dialogue stuff, but this is what we talked in the dressing room. Whenever we come to play for the country, we got to give everything we have got, which starts right from the mentality when you join the camp. This is what's happening. Ita korte hobe, ye karna hi karna hai. To giving whatever you have on the pitch, because where we want to reach, Buryada, it's far away. So no matter how much we achieve, the small graphs are going to keep coming. We're going to win some, we're going to lose some, but the effort and the fact that you want to leave everything on the pitch for the country should always be there, whether it's under 19, under 17, under 23 or whatever. That's the kind of culture we want to leave in the dressing room.
Last question. I was speaking to the coach and he said he wants to use the King's Cup as a kind of testing ground, and then once a longer national camp, obviously eyeing the Asian Cup and then the World Cup qualifiers. Thoughts on that? Because there will, I hope the ISL clubs also sort of release the players. We get the longer national camp, because every stakeholder of Indian football now need to come together to take this optimism forward that Sunil Chhetri just mentioned. Thoughts on that?
As far as the number of days for the camp for the senior team is concerned, because I also know the story of this side for where they're organizing and they have to depute all the days, I know it's not easy. It was a request from the national team head coach, from all of us. As many days as we get, it's better. The 4 weeks that Ego spoke about is because of the time that he needs. And I hope we get that. I hope we get to play at least one top team from Asia, because we are facing Australia. It is important that we play a South Korea, Japan, or Iran, or Iraq, or any top 6-7 team, so that we get a taste of what it is going to be against Australia. Because what happens is, if you go from an ISL level, which is not there as an Australian team, national team level, and let's be honest to ourselves. But if you go from an ISL level and not play a big match before the Australian match, we will be not 100% ready. We will not even know the pace. And that is why he talked about 4 weeks. That's why he talked about at least 2 to 3 friendly games, out of which one has to be against a top team, so that we know, this is the pace. As far as the other games are concerned, the Kings Cup, the Merdeka and stuff, he's notoriously famous for giving chances to everyone. Sometimes people like me, Sandesh and Gurpreet, we always have this small debates with him that let's keep a first 14. But Igor, last 4 years, you know him. He doesn't mind. If we see something good in training, he will give the boy a chance. He doesn't care whether the kid is 17 or the man is 38. So I think in that department, we have to wait and watch what team he selects. But yes, now the camaraderie at the camp is as such that no matter who is chosen, we will give whatever we have for the nation.
I'll end there, Sunil. You know what you do every time I interview you? You leave me with a sense of optimism for the sport, and that's the biggest takeaway. I mean, you're a great guy. You've contributed to the sport, goals, etc., etc. But most importantly, in terms of being a human being, what you are, you leave me with a sense of hope and optimism about my country, and that's my biggest takeaway. Stay like the way you are. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sunil.
See you soon. Thank you. Take care. Bye.